on VOX, we have information on Bill Cosby, anti-bullying, and more. Zach Byram will have your local weather, and Jay Standard will have your sports.
It's Monday, September 24th, 2018, and you're watching VOX News Today.
Please stand for the pledge of the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good afternoon and welcome back. I'm Mary Beth Mangrum.
And I'm Taylor Lawson.
Ocoee Middle School recently held a series of anti-bullying assemblies that stressed the importance of kindness between peers. A Colts Care rally was held for each grade at the school Friday to talk about what bullying is and how it should be approached. Students were urged to build up their classmates with kind words and actions rather than tear them down. Principal Corey Lindbergh told students about the importance of being kind, and then he introduced Lieutenant Douglas Town of the Bradley County Sheriff's Office. Lieutenant Town talked about how bullying can take several forms, from verbal humiliation to cyberbullying. It was explained that in each instance, the bully is intentionally trying to cause harm to the victim. As they were dismissed, students were invited to sign a giant banner with the phrase Colts Care. This banner will be hung in the school to serve as a reminder to choose kindness. Principal Lindbergh said the rallies were not necessarily in response to any particular event. However, the school has seen bullying. While the school does have specific protocols in place to address bullying if it does occur, faculty and staff have been discussing ways to prevent bullying from happening in the first place.
The top Democrat on the Senate's Judiciary Committee is calling for an immediate postponement of any further action on Brett Kavanaugh's confirmation after this new allegation of sexual misconduct against the Supreme Court nominee surfaced, as Abby Phillip reports. Kavanaugh and the White House deny the claim made by a second woman, Deborah Ramirez.
The ranking Democrat on the Senate Judiciary Committee, Dianne Feinstein, calling for an immediate delay in Judge Kavanaugh's confirmation proceedings and an FBI investigation, after the New Yorker published new allegations of sexual misconduct from a second accuser. The New Yorker reports that Deborah Ramirez, a classmate of Kavanaugh's at Yale, says she remembers Kavanaugh exposing himself to her at a drunken college dormitory party, Kavanaugh categorically denying the claim. Writing in part, "This alleged event from 35 years ago did not happen. This is a smear, plain and simple." The White House throwing their full support behind President Trump's nominee, saying this 35-year-old uncorroborated claim is the latest in a coordinated smear campaign by the Democrats designed to tear down a good man. Ramirez told The New Yorker that at first she was unsure of Kavanaugh's role in the alleged incident, but after assessing her memories and consulting with her attorney, she is confident in her recollection. A classmate who was not at the party told the magazine he is 100% sure that he was told at the time that Kavanaugh was the student that exposed himself to Ramirez, but a number of other classmates denying any memory of this party, including a student Ramirez said egged Kavanaugh on. A spokesman for Chairman Chuck Grassley tells CNN he has plans to look into the accusations, but has no plans to postpone Thursday's hearing with Professor Christine Blasey Ford, who says Kavanaugh sexually assaulted her at a high school party, a claim Kavanaugh denies.
I would be wanting to hear what kind of environment it was in high school. Apparently there was a lot of drinking and partying going on. This is why we need an investigation.
Ford has committed to testifying, despite Grassley offering no details about who will be questioning her, and the committee's refusal to subpoena other witnesses like Mark Judge, who Ford says was in the room when the alleged assault occurred. CNN has learned that Kavanaugh plans to use calendars from 1982 as part of his testimony, and Grassley is seeking any written audio, visual, or electronic materials related to the allegations from both parties.
Unless there's something more, no, I'm not going to ruin Judge Kavanaugh's life over this.
Meanwhile, sources tell CNN that Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell called President Trump on Friday to tell him that these tweets attacking Ford were not helpful. Criticism echoed by senators on both sides of the aisle.
I was appalled by the president's tweet. We know that allegations of sexual assault are one of the most unreported crimes that exist.
The man once fondly thought of as America's dad awaits sentencing today on assault charges. Bill Cosby heads to court where a judge could decide to give him as little as probation or up to 30 years in prison. Camila Bernal reports from Norristown, Pennsylvania.
Bill Cosby awaiting his sentence. He was found guilty in April on 3 counts of aggravated indecent assault. His attorneys vowed to appeal.
We don't think Mr. Cosby is guilty of anything, and the fight is not over.
At the center of the case, Andrea Constant, who first alleged abuse back in 2005, saying Cosby drugged and sexually assaulted her. He settled a civil case with Constant, but criminal charges were not filed at the time.
Cosby was a very powerful man.
Over the years, dozens of women came forward accusing Cosby of sexual assault.
It wasn't until it came out recently that other women told the same story that had happened to me.
Cosby repeatedly denied the accusations. Then in 2017, criminal charges related to Constant's case finally made it to trial. But the jury couldn't reach a verdict, and the case ended in a mistrial. Prosecutors decided to retry the case, and this time the trial ended in a conviction.
Today, this jury has shown that what the Me Too movement has saying is that women are worthy of being believed.
And as Cosby's future remains to be determined, Constant told NBC she's at peace.
I forgave Bill Cosby for what he did to me, and I sit here today and I have my peace.
I'm Camila Bernal reporting.
The relationship between the U.S. and China enters a new phase. Both superpowers take financial strikes against each other by imposing their largest round of tariffs yet. John Lornick reports.
It's a new era, financially speaking, for the relationship between the U.S. and China. Starting Monday, the Trump administration is inflicting new 10% tariffs on $200 billion worth of Chinese products.
Tariffs have really had a positive impact. Number one, our country's taking in a lot of money. Number two, we're creating jobs like never before.
Among the thousands of goods affected, baseball gloves, network routers, and food seasonings. Chinese officials say they'll strike back with new taxes on American items like auto parts, meat, and clothing. But President Trump says he's not worried about the retaliation.
They said, well, we're going to do the same thing. I said, that's okay. We have far more bullets.
Last month, the People's Daily newspaper wrote, the U.S. is unwilling to see China develop and prosper and then surpass it. No hardship has ever stopped China from standing up, growing rich, and becoming strong.
I think it's wrong. It's only about politics.
As for Chinese workers, the news of the new tariffs brings mixed reactions.
I think our country hasn't been affected that much so far. China doesn't really rely on the U.S. like it did in the 2000s.
It definitely have a negative impact on Chinese economy.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
Now let's send it over to Zach with your weather report.
The aftermath of Hurricane Florence has had a huge impact on North Carolina's animals. I'll have more on that after this break.
Life happens. Whether it's car trouble, medical bills, or other expenses, Check Into Cash has a new flexible loan solution. Introducing the Flex Loan. The Flex Loan is an open line of credit. You control how much you borrow with flexible payment options. If you need a payday advance, we offer those too, because true flexibility is the ability to choose. For life's little emergencies, we're your one-stop money shop.
Over 600 abandoned animals stranded after Hurricane Florence. Only 97 dogs, 200 horses, 1 cow, 4 peacocks, and 12 chickens have been rescued. Volunteers from all over the county have traveled to Robeson County to help. Luke no testine reports.
There are very few things that leave me speechless, and this left me speechless. There was just the sheer amount of animals.
This drone video shows the site off of North Carolina 130 in Robeson County, where hundreds of animals were left behind after the storm in unbearable conditions.
I've been working with animals for more than 20 years. I've been working in cruelty and doing investigations for more than 10, and I've never seen anything like this. There's a total of living and dead. There were more than 600 animals on the site.
Phil from Canine Global Rescue asked us not to use his last name in this story. He says he's still processing the things that he has seen.
Dogs tied to trees, chickens floating in water, dead horses, animals struggling to survive, taking their last breaths of air.
Volunteers from all over the country have traveled to Robeson County to help.
We had Guiding Spirit Animal Rescue out of Arizona that was here to help us. We had the U.S. Army. We had the North Carolina National Guard.
They have rescued 97 dogs, 25 horses, 1 cow, 4 peacocks, and 12 chickens.
It's deplorable, and I don't think it was a casualty from Matthew or Florence. I think it's been a casualty in the making.
Maybe there is a silver lining to this story and to the storm that has ravaged these streets.
And as bad as this hurricane was, I hate to say it, but this hurricane was probably the best thing that could have ever happened to those animals back there, because now they're safe, now they're free, and now they're not suffering.
I'm Luke Notestein, WRAL News, Robeson County.
That is all for me. Now I'll send it over to Jace with your scores from last night.
We'll have a little bit of everything, including the Braves, NCAA scores, and NFL after this break.
You can be the greatest, you can be the best, you can be the king come banging on your chest. You can beat the world, you can beat the war, you could talk to God, go banging on his door. You can throw your hands up, you can beat the clock, you can move a mountain, you can break rocks, you can be a master, don't wait for luck. Dedicate yourself and you can find yourself. Stand in the Hall of Fame. And the world's gonna know your name.
Welcome back. Let's get right into it. Last Friday, the Bradley Bears traveled to Ray County to face the Golden Eagles. It was a very close game going down to the wire, but the Bears edged a win 42-35. Getting into NCAA scores, Florida traveled to Tennessee to take on the Vols. Florida won 47-21. Texas A&M traveled to Alabama but lost 45-23. Georgia went to Missouri and won 43-29. Nebraska tried to come to the Big House in Michigan and lost 56-10. Mississippi went to Kentucky, and Kentucky upset Mississippi State 28-7. Virginia Tech went to Old Dominion, but Old Dominion upset Virginia Tech big, 49-35. Getting into NFL scores, the Saints-Falcons game went into overtime, but the Saints edged out a win 43-37. For the first time in quite a bit, the Patriots are starting 1-2 after losing to the Lions 26-10. The Titans went down to Jacksonville to face the Jaguars, but the Titans won 9-6. The Packers faced the Redskins in Washington and lost 17-31. The Atlanta Braves clinched the NL East with the win over the Phillies Saturday. And that's all for me. After this break, we'll take a look at your school announcements.
Our new hot, fresh breakfast will get you the readiest. Holiday Inn Express, be the readiest.
Oh, that is awful. Oh,
No, no way. That is not happening.
Welcome back, Bradley Central. Today we are highlighting welding for our career and tech program of the day. Tomorrow we will highlight construction and cabinetry. Now let's take a look at our school announcements.
This week is Spirit Week in preparation to our homecoming game on Friday. The dress-up days are as follows. Today is meme day, Tuesday is salad dressing day. On this day you can portray salad dressing as if it were a person. For example, ranch dressing can be represented as a cowboy. Wednesday is out of this world day, and Thursday is character day. And of course Friday is Extreme Bradley Day. Show your support and dress up.
The 2018 homecoming dance is this Friday, September 28th. The dance will begin after the football game and will be held in the courtyard for a dance under the stars. Along with this, there will be a live DJ, refreshments, and outdoor activities. Don't worry about dressing up because the dress code for this event will be casual. If you're interested in attending, tickets will be $8 and they'll go on sale Wednesday, September 26th through Friday, September 28th in the cafeteria during your lunch period. Don't procrastinate though, because tickets will not be sold at the door.
In other news, Brett Whitehead from Brett's Picks has a very special video to share with us. Take it away, Brett.
Listen, right here with you, please come up here. Brett Whitehead has something to ask you. Okay, listen.
You want to go to home with me?
We are online on YouTube at BCHS VOX News.
You can also check us out on Facebook, SchoolTube, and of course, VoxNews.net.
You just can't get enough of Vox.
That's all we have for you today, Bradley Central.
And as always,
God bless and go Bears.